For our 5th wedding anniversary, Col and I spent 3 days at Addo Elephant Park near Port Elizabeth. We stayed at Weni Camp in the south near Colchester. Here are some photos and clips of what we saw. After checking in at the gate, we had breakfast in the picnic site, joined by an array of not-so-wild birds. We actually had to guard our food as they brazenly approached from all angles and from above. Here are some of the contenders. At the nearby bird hide there were a pair of moorhens and lots of Cape weavers, but not much else. We saw a lot of elephants during the 3 days, several family groups and singles, but no large herds. They normally congregate around the waterholes and dams, but not this time. This old male at Quarry Pan had found where the fresh water was coming in and was drinking from above the outlet. There were many herds of red hartebeest. They seemed happy to hang out around other animals, herbivores of course, particularly with zebra. Virtual zebra were well distributed throughout. They always looked smart to me, but we did see one camouflaged as a tiger. The soil was very red in places and he must have had a roll in it. Didn't get a photo, unfortunately. We saw several small groups of kudu each day. They were also well spread throughout the park. It seemed that the groups were either of bulls or does, seldom mixed. They must mix at some point. One group of bulls was accompanied by a few red-billed oxpeckers. They were busy all over the kudu, who didn't seem to flinch at all, except for a few ear flicks. The birds moved around the animals very nimbly. We only saw buffalo twice. This one wouldn't come out from behind the bush, and the other one we saw later, just a face deeper in the bush. A large troop of baboons were wandering through the field as we came closer to camp. Some were quite big fellows. There were warthogs in several areas of the park, individuals in small groups, often happily around other animals like antelope and zebra. This chap was having a great time of earth moving and foraging. Cole spotted this yellow mongoose, which was rather far away and kept jumping around, making it hard to get a decent photo. These 3 meerkats were also foraging and digging up food, probably insects or lizards, just under the soil surface. The bird life is great at Addo. Most birds we had seen before, but we still got some photos. Here are a few. We saw several of these red-necked spurfowl close to the road, and they seem to be used to vehicles. Ostriches were to be found in several places. The ones we saw were also alone or in small groups. There had been a long drought, so many of the waterholes had dried up, but it had rained on Monday, so we saw many animals and birds drinking from the puddles, like this female ostrich. This fellow decided a puddle in the road was a good place to bathe. It didn't want to leave until we got really close. Not sure what it was, maybe a juvenile butcherbird. There were plenty of those in the park. This African helmeted turtle, or marsh terrapin, was swimming around in the middle of the Guari Pan. As we looked closer, there were several kipping on the opposite bank. We nearly missed this mouse clinging to a grass stalk about 1.5 meters above the ground, eating berries as the grass waved around. At the Algoa lookout point we had a stunning panorama of the bay from Colchester all the way to Port Elizabeth. I would have driven by, but Carl often wanted to stop and take in the flowers and plants, many of them really beautiful.